So you have to thank an uncle you don't like very much, or you're calling off the wedding but you're staying in touch, or your sister's dating someone who's suspiciously gay, or you killed your neighbor's cat and you don't know what to say. Just send your situation in a letter to me, because you've got a greeting card emergency.
Hello and welcome to Greeting Card Emergency. I'm your host, David Ellis Dickerson, author of the memoir House of Cards. And today for Easter, I thought we'd talk about the very vexing problem of religious humor cards for Easter. This is a niche market that has never been tapped, and for a pretty good reason, actually. It's two reasons, actually. From the marketing side, there's the problem that Easter is not a big card-sending holiday, and so you want to make all of the cards you do have as sort of in the strike zone as possible. You don't want to do anything unusual, and religious humor is kind of unusual. It's also kind of risky, and that's the second side. From the Christian side of things, and by Christian I mean evangelical Christian, because they're a little more sectarian than standard Christians. You couldn't possibly market those even if you were a Christian card company, because you're going to get angry letters from the most uptight members of your community. I am an atheist now, but I used to be an evangelical Christian, and I thought this is a need that needs to be met, and this is a great opportunity to do it. So I've got 4 cards. We'll start out really calm and simple. This first one barely even counts as a joke, really, I guess, but here it goes. It says, Jesus is alive. Our sins are forgiven. God is victorious. After that, it feels kind of silly to get excited about chocolate eggs. Happy Easter. Evangelical Christians, because Easter is so powerful and so important to them, of course, feel a kind of natural hostility and frustration with the way Easter is normally celebrated, with the eggs and the bunny, and no Jesus anywhere to be seen. And that concern is also addressed in this card, which is a little edgier. I actually bought a card at a card store and messed it up a little. As you can see, I cut it open, and as you can see, you've got a bunny, and Jesus is busting through this card, and it says, "To hell with bunnies, Jesus is risen." You can, of course, say to heck with bunnies or screw bunnies or whatever it is that seems more polite to you. When I was an evangelical, we would occasionally let loose with a to hell with that, and so that this card reflects that. But the kind of commercialization and de-Jesusization of Easter is only one of the things that bothers evangelical Christians about the way Easter is actually celebrated, and this card gets to that. This is number 3. It says, "This Easter, share the love of God with a stranger you've never met." There'll be plenty of them right there in church. Happy Easter. Okay, now all of those can make evangelical Christians happy. I'm about to let loose with the single rudest Easter card I have ever come up with. I know I said I'm an atheist, but I wrote this when I was an evangelical Christian studying the Bible, wanting to be a pastor. This is back in college. And so this is a joke that I knew I could never say at a comedy club because there were no Christians there, and I knew I could never say it in church. So for the 2-3% of you who will find this amusing, please know that I have been trying to tell this joke for 20 years, and I have finally found the venue here. If you are easily offended, turn away now. Here's the card, and it's a little wordy. I was reading Luke 24, where after his resurrection, Jesus appears to the disciples, and to prove that he's not a ghost but has an actual body, Jesus eats some fish. And then I thought, what happened to that fish after Jesus ate it? And then I thought, try not to think about it and have a happy Easter. I'm sorry, but that's actually literally the only theologically sound way to ever use that term. I would like to apologize to everyone for the rudeness and Bible geekiness of that particular joke. By the way, if anyone wants any of these cards, please send me your address to greetingcardemergency@gmail.com and I'll get it out to you. I don't do international mail because I'm not getting paid enough. And if you have an emergency of your own, you might see it in an upcoming show. In any event, I hope this has made your day slightly more pleasant.